Well, my thing is, I've always been there for him from day one. We had a game plan, and my game plan was to help him become world champion and take things to that next level. And I've always been there for him. And just over the years, you can see I've always been positive, always said great things about him, always pushed him to be great. And but over the years, it's constantly going on the internet, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd. Constantly be disrespectful, constantly be disrespectful. When all I ever been was respectful to try to help this fighter go as far as he could possibly go. That's all I ever did.
This fight between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis has reached a whole new level. It's true that Money May blew up at Tank. In a live interview, he didn't hold back. Since his controversial draw with Roach, Gervonta has been getting a lot of bad press for his performance.
Man, he got lucky as a draw. He did a good fight though. I thought he won it, but man, he gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned. But god damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
Also, guess what? Floyd wasn't any different. But here's the interesting thing. He didn't just call out the Roach fight. He got personal. Mayweather went all in, exposing Tank for ducking fights, making excuses, and straight up ruining his own career. When I say Floyd lost it, I mean he ripped Tank apart like never before. Let's break it down. While Floyd Mayweather was on a live show not long ago, the hosts had to ask him what he thought about Tank's recent fight against Roach. Let's be honest, that fight was a disaster. Tank took a knee and just barely got a draw. He now won't give Roach another fight, and Floyd had something to say.
The night they found out that he was cheating, that's the night he lost.
And when I say Floyd went in, I mean he went straight for the jugular. He called Tank out for being way too overconfident, saying that instead of acting like a true champion, he's been coasting on his reputation, thinking he can just show up. And when Floyd didn't hold back at all, he said the reason Tank is struggling right now is because he cut ties with Floyd, and ever since then his career has been on a downward spiral. Floyd straight up took credit for everything Tank has achieved. Ain't no way around it. Tank caught the career he is because of me. I built him, I guided him, I made sure he was undefeated. Now he want to do it all on his own, and look what's happening, taking knees, dodging rematches. That ain't championship behavior. Floyd didn't stop there. He also blamed Tank's reckless performance on his lack of discipline and carelessness in training. He said Tank used to be sharper, stronger, more focused because Floyd was running the show, but now Tank's ego is writing checks his skills can't cash.
There was some kind of crazy trash talk with Gervonta and Terrence Crawford recently. And one of the things that I've always kind of noticed is most of the time, one of the things that's kind of off limits is fabulous. Like you usually don't.
Yes.
You know.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, and so I wanted to kind of understand what your thoughts was about like some of those comments that was made. I think it was about Terrence's wife.
And let's be honest, does Floyd have a point? I mean, Floyd couldn't stop Tank when he was in charge of his future.
But I must say this, the most exciting fighter that's acting and fighting in boxing right now is Gervonta Tank Davis. When Gervonta Tank Davis go out there and fight, he reminds me of Pretty Boy Floyd. It's Pretty Boy Floyd, you couldn't go get no popcorn. You couldn't go get no soda. You couldn't go get no candy. You don't want to miss nothing.
And now that he's on his own, the cracks are starting to show.
Yeah. What that? What's the name of it?
I don't know. See, you got your people. Y'all all stepping, huh?
Man.
Nigga, where Derek at? I don't know.
You don't like Frank?
What that mean?
No limit. I don't like Floyd, motherfucker.
No, you don't. EJ do the trash talk, make you miss.
Now let's talk about Lamont versus Gervonta. Man, everything about this fight was a straight up failure. Like, let's talk about the 9th round debate because that moment alone should have sealed the deal for Lamont Roach.
This is my opinion. Sure. It was a great fight. It was a close fight. Depending on what they do with that decision of taking the knee, depending if the commission reverses the decision or if, I think a draw was meant to be. So I like the draw. No, if you take a knee, man, if you take a knee in the 90s or in 2000, you're taking a point off. That's the bottom line. You're taking a point off. I don't know what happened with the referee. Maybe he was a little starstruck. Maybe he was a little, because he loves Tank. He loves New York. He loves the big lights. The referee with the eyes, he's like, a point should be deducted if you take a knee. It's a fact. It's in the rule book, right? The fact that they didn't take it away, then that's where the controversy is, right? It's not, look, did Gervonta get hit? Was he dazed? Who knows? Only he knows. But what I saw, when you take a knee, that's an automatic point. That's just the rule. This is not basketball. This is not, this is not basketball where, wait, hold on, my ankle hurts. Hold on, let me take a timeout. You don't take timeouts in boxing. It just doesn't happen. Whether he had something in his eye or not, you have to fight. There's 3 minutes to fight. So if you take a knee, if you go to your corner, the rules are the rules. And I don't know what New York is gonna settle on, but the rules are the rules.
Tank took a knee, and any other ref would have called it a knockdown. But Steve Willis just let it slide like it never happened. He straight up acted like he didn't see it. And it doesn't end there.
The rules that he didn't get hit with a punch. He didn't turn his back like he wanted to quit. It's just like when you get a thumb in the eye, it's a foul.
He did turn his eye. He did turn his back.
But he didn't turn his back like he was going to quit, like you've seen some guys turn. He obviously mentioned that he had something in his eye, and it wasn't from a punch. It was timing between the shots. I think that by the time he wanted that, he took a knee. But I think in the rules, it states that you're allowed to do that. If you go back and you read some of the rules, I know a lot of people are complaining about it, but I think it was upheld in New York that it was okay for him to do that. I think part of the rules state that it was okay. As a coach on the other side, I would have.
Yeah. Of course, right? Of course.
I would have thrown a fit, man.
Lamont Roach's team wasn't about to let this robbery slide. His lawyer quickly filed a lawsuit arguing that the fight was filled with biased officiating, shady judging, and outright corruption.
Obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, you know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye. So it's like, it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with, and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you could see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So,
right. But you say you don't think he willing though.
Whatever. See, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye.
Yeah.
Spit fuck around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on,
Take no
ref.
time out.
You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops will say no.
Hell no.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know how many
Coach Ben on him, man. He lucky he ain't running Coach Ben after that fight.
But look how many times he fucked the fight up though. The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like, who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating shit or nothing like that. But like, he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that.
Right.
It's a disqualification. You turn your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref will be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight's off.
Also, guess what? Even the NYSAC had to admit that mistakes were made. They actually made a statement saying there were inconsistencies in officiating, which is basically code for yeah, we messed up.
Clearly in there, man. I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate true boxing media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won. And you know, I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance again.
Let's not forget the punch stats either, because Lamont landed more shots, threw more punches, and controlled most of the fight. But somehow, someway, the judges pulled a Houdini act and turned that into a draw. It's so bad that even boxing experts are calling this one of the biggest robberies of the year.
You think it was a draw? Nah. Who you thought won? Lamont. You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds? I don't know. You still want the Tank Davis fight? Correct. You still want the Tank Davis fight? What went wrong? What went wrong? Take out a little steam or a fire out of me? Or is it still the same?
I mean, we're gonna see. I'm the best fighter in boxing. I've been saying this. So,
Shakur, what went wrong for Gervonta in this fight? Just because, could we say maybe because Lamont didn't come in?
I think he got overconfident. I think he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was gonna go. The fight went exactly how I said. Exactly.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence been up. I've been knew I was the best.
Keyshawn, what's your worst? Shakur, what's your worst? Keyshawn, he just won his first title.
At this point, Tank's whole win is looking fake, and Floyd is making sure everyone knows it.
Gervonta Davis has just threatened Floyd Mayweather, with Gervonta recently taking aim at Floyd, saying he says all this BS but in Dubai and he can't leave because he's been taking people's money and not doing what they paid him to do. He's an effing hater. He followed up with more tweets about Floyd, and then Floyd responded himself with a video of Gervonta Davis doing some interesting dances on Instagram. We all know Tank could get a little zesty at times, but he responded saying, "Now I F around and knock Floyd out when I see him, and I'll care about going back to jail. He's such a..."
Hear me out. Tank has been slacking. He's been coasting off his reputation as the knockout machine and avoiding any real threats in the fight. I mean, look at his last fight before Lamont Roach, Frank Martin. Now, no disrespect to Martin, but that fight wasn't even a test for Tank.
Gervonta Tank Davis.
Face forward first, face forward. Uh-oh, here we go. All right. All right, come on. All right, face forward, please.
And Gervonta Tank Davis and Frank the Ghost Martin heating things up already in anticipation of the showdown of the WBA Lightweight Championship of the World. We'll invite our guests, our trainers, to join us here at the podium.
It was just another easy stat padding win to keep his record looking clean. But the moment he stepped in against Roach, reality hit him like a truck.
But it's only now, after Saturday, people are going, "Oh yeah, I think Shakur can beat Tank." We've known it for ages. Like, I have so much confidence of Shakur Stevenson beating Gervonta Davis. But they're two of the best lightweights in the world. They're two of the best fighters in America. It's a natural fight to make. The only thing I'll say is I think the Lamont Roach fight gave PBC another option. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm hearing he'd agreed to fight Jake Paul, which is just the most bizarre thing I've ever heard in my life. But that's boxing. But actually, the draw gives him another opponent in a bigger fight, because it's a much bigger fight now, right? So they've come out of it okay, because now they've got another option for later in the year to go back to the same arena or Atlanta or wherever they're going to go and make a much bigger fight, the rematch against Lamont Roach.
See, this is exactly what Floyd Mayweather is talking about. Gervonta was supposed to be the top dog in the division, so why wasn't he facing Devin Haney, Shocker Stevenson, or even Teofimo Lopez? These are the fights that should have been coming, but Tank has been dodging the big names, picking off guys who he knows won't give him a hard time, and now he's getting exposed.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out of, get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning. And you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that. Or like, when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
This is why Floyd is done protecting him. Back when Tank was with Mayweather Promotions, he had everything handled. Top-tier matchups, the right fights, and a brand that kept him on top. But the second he broke off from Floyd, he started flopping. Yeah, he's still a superstar, but inside the ring, he's not delivering like he used to. And now boxing analysts, fans, and even Floyd himself are calling it out.
I could've stopped him. It's me. Definitely my fault. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely could've, that was on me too. That was on me for sure. Cause I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up. And I could've definitely did more. Just a lot going on. But again, it was myself, you know. But gotta go to the gym and, you know, get back to the drawing board and, you know, train a little harder.
This isn't just about one bad fight. This is about Tank's entire career trajectory crumbling, and unless he steps up, stops dodging real threats, and actually proves himself against elite competition, his reputation might go down in flames. And here's the thing. Floyd and Tank's split didn't happen overnight. It was brewing for years. Floyd literally built Tank's business from the ground up. He gave him the plan for success, the right fights, and the biggest paydays.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. And I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we said what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story's gonna rebuild itself. You know, but again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man. They can't stand it, you know. Calm is I don't like using that word calm, you know, but our Lord knows. He knows.
He wanted out. He started feeling himself a little too much, thinking he didn't need Mayweather Promotions anymore. He wants control over his own career, but let's be real, he hasn't made the best decision since leaving.
Set you off because he was like, I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was the sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me.
Yeah.
I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I would say love and hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He feels as though I'm at that point where it's gonna pass him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of
this. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing.
It's exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal.
Yeah.
Ain't no cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see. It's gonna come out.
Floyd warned him about the risks of going solo, and now everything Floyd predicted is coming true. Floyd is done biting his tongue, and now, instead of running it back, Tank is straight up avoiding the Lamont Roach rematch.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we can get it before. It probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next. We might see it in a minute.
This is the fight everyone has been waiting for, to fight the whole boxing world has been demanding since the moment that controversial draw was revealed.
People say Tank didn't really win. They got the majority draw, which means it had to be a close fight, maybe a tough one to call. At the end of the day, when it's a draw like that and an action-packed fight, run it back, I'm pretty sure the fans will watch it one more time.
Should they have called it a knockdown in round 9?
I didn't get to see it, but my one coach said no. A lot of on-takers say yes. I want to watch how it occurred, because technically when you take a knee, it's very unfortunate, but if there was some outside factor that did get into his eye, I don't know. You're walking on a gray line, and that's when things aren't necessarily black or white. So it's a tough call, and you don't want one little decision to change the whole fight. But in sports, sometimes it is one thing that a referee does or a judge does that determines who wins and loses. So luckily for him, he did not have such a scenario, because obviously the fight was close enough that if the point was deducted, he would have walked away not world champion.
Let's be real. Nobody expected a draw. Fans, boxing experts, and even fighters themselves were sure Lamont had done enough to secure the W. But instead, Tank barely scraped by. And now when it's time to prove himself, he's doing everything but signing that rematch contract Lamont has been calling for since day one. And let's not forget he was the better boxer that night. Tank knows it too. He knows something went wrong in that fight, but instead of stepping up and fixing it, he's out here dodging like his reputation isn't on the line.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan, that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long will it take?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
And before he even thinks about stepping in the ring again, he needs to figure out what change did he take. Lamont a athlete, did he gas out? Did he underestimate his opponent? Whatever it was, he's got some serious work to do if he ever wants to be taken seriously as the best in the division again. But instead of putting in the work, Tank is out here talking about retirement again. This isn't even the first time he's pulled this move. Every time things get tough, he starts teasing retirement like that's going to erase the doubts hanging over his head. At the end of the day, Tank can't run from this forever. The world saw what went down in that fight, and the backlash isn't going away until he either redeems himself or proves everyone right by ducking the rematch for good. This isn't just about one fight anymore, it's about Tank's entire legacy.
Pues ahora sí que dieron una gran pelea, ahora sí que me sorprendió la pelea que dio Loma Roach y bueno, fue una gran pelea para toda la aficionada.
¿Tú crees que fue un empate?
No, yo creo que no, creo que le quedó de ver la caída a Loma Roach, pero bueno, decisión de los jueces y del referee que no le hizo válida la caída, no le hizo el conteo.
¿Qué le fue mal en esta pelea para Gervonta? ¿Qué fue lo que no hizo para que los jueces le den esta pelea? ¿Tú qué piensas?
Bueno, él nada más apostó a un solo round, a un solo golpe para poderlo noquear, y el cual Loma venía muy bien preparado, muy bien concentrado en el plan de trabajo. Bueno, creo que a Tank le faltó presionar, tirar más golpes para ser más contundente y que se viera más efectivo a la hora de la victoria.
¿Te gustaría ver una revancha entre ellos?
Pues estaría muy agradable. Ahora sí que la primera estuvo muy buena, yo creo que la segunda también.
The same guy who built a career off being a knockout artist, a dangerous finisher, is now dodging the one fight that could clear his name. And if he thinks the fans, the experts, and even his own former mentor, Floyd Mayweather, are just going to forget about it, he's got another thing coming. But what do you guys think? Is Tank really dodging the fight because he knows Lamont has his number, or is this all just a part of some bigger plan? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's talk about it. And of course, if you're rocking with the content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more boxing updates, and turn on post alerts so you never miss a drop. I'll see you in the next